What's going on, guys? Happy Monday, December 4th, start of the month. You know, Mondays are important because you got to kind of set the tone for the week a little bit. I mean, obviously, like, if you have a shitty Monday, don't let it ruin your whole week. But if you have a good Monday, I feel you can kind of, like, create that momentum and have the rest of the week go pretty well. So I kind of want to talk about, like, how do I decide what I have to do every day, right? Like, because entrepreneurship is very different in that regard. It's like you don't have someone telling you what to do. So you kind of have to, like, figure out what's most important for you to do yourself, right? Like, it's kind of, you are your own boss. That's, like, the whole point of it. So how do you know, like, what you need to do on a day-to-day basis? I mean, you could just say you have a business and not do anything, but you're not going to get very far in that business. So yeah, I kind of want to talk about, like, how I figure out what needs to be done. I feel like a lot of people, or a lot of young entrepreneurs, kind of just want to do, like, the fun stuff. Like, you know, they'll do, hold up. Sorry, I was reading a DM. And this lighting's kind of dummy right now. But, sorry, back to my point. This isn't a fit. I'm going to try to get a workout out this week. A training session, vlog, hopefully this week. What was I totally forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I feel like a lot of people do the flashy stuff. Like, they want to do the stuff that seems fun and cool, and not really the stuff that gets results for a business. And, you know, obviously, like, take all this with a grain of salt because I'm very new to business, and I kind of just come on here and talk about, like, my personal experiences. But what I've personally seen is, like, a lot of the stuff that drives the most growth is, like, the boring fundamentals, just done consistently and getting better at them. Kind of touched on that in my last video of how it's important to constantly check your own personal process and see, like, what you can improve on and things like that. So yeah, like, it's not all gonna be fun. You know, sometimes it's more just like, all right, I have to let me spend, like, a couple hours, like, trying to make this ad copy perfect. Or, you know, I'm just gonna go send 100 messages today, maybe 25 email, you know, just, like, the boring stuff. So, like, you know, I mean, how I see it, that's kind of what a lot of people don't do. Like, they're always trying to do, like, they'll push that kind of stuff back because there's something that's more fun and looks cooler to do in the meantime. But, like, that thing probably is not going to get you customers. It's not going to make... So here's how I break it down. I break down how I do things based on, okay, let's say this thing's going to get me customers. It's going to get me more customers. It's going to make my current customers have a better experience. Or it's, like, inner workings of the business that I need to tweak a little bit. So, like anything outside of that, you don't really need to do. Like, it's kind of just, it's that simple, I feel like. So, you know, I talk about how I do the power list and all of that. And that's kind of how I execute day to day. But what I like to do at the start of the week, normally Saturday or Sunday, I'll kind of just brainstorm. I'll just brainstorm. And how I brainstorm is I have, like, a whole 18-page document where I just write stuff, right? And this is called my business growth blueprint. So when I'm kind of brainstorming, I'll start by just scrolling through, just reading through. I'll highlight some stuff, write some stuff down, and be like, okay. And then I'll just get some ideas. And then when I get those ideas, I'll write them down on, like, a similar kind of, like, notepad as my power list. And it just says 12-4 week focuses. So then I use those week focuses to create my power list, pretty much. And yeah, I kind of prioritize it. Somebody just dropped something downstairs. I kind of prioritize about, like, what needs to... Dude, I feel like I fidget so much when I make these videos. I'm, like, just touching random shit. But yeah, so then I take from this list, prioritize. I'm like, okay, what needs to get done today? Put it on the power list. You know, it's kind of just ideas for myself, so I'm not lost throughout the week. Obviously, other stuff will come up. My bad. Obviously, like, other stuff will come up throughout the week that I end up having to do. But yeah, pretty pretty much when I'm like trying to figure out like what needs to get done, I base it off those 3 things. Like, okay, what's up with the business model that I can make better? Like, what part of the customer experience or how we acquire our customers, like what part of this could be better? So like, for example, tonight I'm hopping a call with another, probably one of the more successful like hockey media videographers, etc., to kind of talk to him about like how he makes money during the off season, how he gets recurring jobs, all that kind of stuff. So like, that's what I would consider finding ways to improve the business model. Outside of that, you have your customer acquisition, which is just like, send warm outreach, run paid ads, word of mouth, like all that stuff. Just $100 million leads, buy the book, pretty simple, teaches you how to get customers, shameless plug, and then make your current customers feel valued. So like today I hopped on a call with one person I'm doing a recruiting video for, his son, and I kind of like, we talked about how he liked the video and stuff. And then I'm supposed to give back his hard drive at an upcoming game. Meet him up. I'm like, okay, so we could do like pictures and videos for that game. And he's like, oh yeah, that'll be great. So it's like, it's all about like getting more customers, giving your current customers a better experience, or upselling them, making them worth more. Because you don't want to get a customer and lose a customer. Like, you want to keep that customer for ideally forever. And then inner business workings. Like, other than that, like, what are you spending your time doing? Like, I feel like it's rare for me to find days where it's not clear, like, what needs to be done. And I think a lot of people do know what needs to be done, but they just don't want to do it because they want to do something that's fun. And to be honest, like, growing a business isn't fun, necessarily. Like, I mean, there are parts of it that I really do enjoy. Like, a lot of the creative stuff I have fun with. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with the whole rebranding side of things. Like, there are certain... What do I enjoy? Like, I'll sometimes enjoy, like, editing a video, or maybe I enjoy making ad copy, definitely, I would say. And then maybe I don't so much enjoy sending emails, I mean, there's gonna be trade-offs, there's gonna be fun parts and boring parts, but the reality is a lot of it's boring parts, but the boring stuff is what makes you money. So, or at least to my experience, like I said earlier, like, this is all just my point of view on things. Very new into business, but I kind of can see how things are going. So this is obviously just how I see it. So, but yeah, I feel like if you're not doing those 3 things, what are you doing? Probably nothing that important to your business. And yeah, that's pretty much how I like brainstorm and figure out what I need to do. So if you're not writing, you should be like religiously writing down ideas, so then you can go back and look at, like, cause you can lose your ideas so fast. It's not that hard. So like, even if it's like the farthest away idea ever, it's like, this is something you won't be able to do until you have like 50 employees. Write that shit down, dude. Write it down. Because then you can hopefully one day be able to execute on it. And honestly, a lot of my, like, there will be stuff that I write down on my little brain dump type things that I know I'm not going to be able to do this month, this year, maybe even the next 3 years, but I'll write it down because I know that one day I can actively execute on that. So yeah, like, don't limit yourself, because when your brain's in the flow state, bro, write it all down. Take advantage of that, and then slowly find those things that are urgent that you need to execute on. I mean, I think I'm pretty good at identifying, like, what's going wrong and what's going right in my business. In my opinion, I probably don't know shit. Like I said, I mean, very young, very new, but I can kind of tell when something's not working. I can kind of tell when something is working. So yeah, that's pretty much how I base my execution. Not too challenging. Keep it simple, keep it consistent, and reference that last video. Just keep getting better at what you're doing, and I think that is pretty much it. Hope this helped you. And stop wasting your time doing stuff that doesn't grow your business.